I just hit that deer with a fireball in slow motion.
I'm not gonna show you because you're not wearing a shirt. Hi, welcome back. Today is the start of another reading vlog, but not just any old reading vlog. Today is going to be the start of an ARC reading vlog. If you don't know, an ARC is an advanced reader's copy, and basically it just means you get to read the book early. There are certain websites and publishers that provide ARCs for readers and bloggers and vloggers, and one of those websites is NetGalley. NetGalley is probably the most popular website for getting ARCs because pretty much anybody can go on there and request an ARC. Depending on the publisher, there might be some different qualifications, and not every publisher is going to grant every single ARC to you, but for the most part, anybody can go on NetGalley and request ARCs and at least get granted one or two. And I have actually only recently started using NetGalley, just in the past few months. Earlier in the spring, I requested Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and I got it, and I read it, and that was the very first ARC I'd ever read. But after Red, White, and Royal Blue, I haven't really been using NetGalley all that much up until, like, I don't know, July, when I went on there and requested a whole bunch of books, and a ton of them got granted. So right now I have like 9 or 10 books on NetGalley that I haven't gotten to because I just got granted so many at the same time, and a few of those books are actually getting ready to come out in the next couple of weeks, so I really want to read and review them and, you know, do what I said I was going to do by reading and reviewing them before they come out. So this video is going to be me reading and reviewing 3 upcoming releases that I have ARCs of from NetGalley. I'm going to just tell you the 3 books now, so if you aren't interested in hearing my thoughts about any of these books, then you can just go ahead and skip this video. But if one of these is maybe one of your most anticipated releases for the year, then you can see what I think of it as an early reader. The first one is coming out on September 24th, which is a really quick deadline because today is actually September 20th, and that is Six Goodbyes We Never Said by Candace Ganger. This is a YA contemporary. I think it's like a hard-hitting contemporary. It's about a girl whose father has recently been killed in action. He was in the military and he died overseas, and she is kind of struggling to come to terms with that, and she meets a boy who has also recently lost his family, his parents maybe, and I think they connect some way. I'm not sure if it's a love story or if they're just like friends and they support each other. When I saw that this book was coming out and I read the description of it, I was really interested in it. So it's the first one that I'm going to be reading because it comes out the soonest. The next one is going to be 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston, which comes out on October 1st. This is another YA contemporary. I believe that this one is set around Christmas time, and the main character has recently been dumped by her boyfriend, and so when she goes to visit her family for Christmas, each family member sets her up on a blind date, and so over the course of the Christmas holidays, she has 10 blind dates. It sounds really fun, really cute, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm really excited to read a book about Christmas in September/October. And the last ARC I will be reading in this video is Faker by Sarah Smith. This comes out on October 8th, and this is like an adult contemporary romance about a woman who runs or works at like a hardware store or for some kind of like construction business, and she falls in love, I think. I really don't know much about this one. I think this is the one I know the least amount about. But these are the 3 ARCs that are coming out soonest that I have. So I am going to be reading them this week, hopefully, and hoping that I enjoy them. I've been in a little bit of a reading slump the past couple of months and I haven't been reading a ton, but I did finish a book today that I ended up absolutely loving, and I'm hoping that, you know, I can ride the momentum of loving that book into the next week and finishing all 3 of these ARCs. So stick around for the rest of the video if you want to see my thoughts and feelings about these 3 books. So it's actually been a few days since I filmed the intro to this vlog. Today is Monday, September 23rd. The first book that I was planning on reading for this vlog, the Six Goodbyes We Never Said, comes out tomorrow, and I am like 20% of the way into it. In all honesty, I have been trying to read it, but I'm not really liking it. Honestly, I don't like the writing style all that much, and I'm not a super big fan of the characters yet. I think I talked about this book a little bit in a previous video, or maybe even earlier in this vlog, but essentially this is about 2 characters who are both dealing with the loss of their parents. The main girl character, her name is Naima, and her dad was in the military and he's recently been killed overseas. And the main boy character, his name is Du, and his parents both died, but it hasn't said how they died yet. So they're both dealing with the trauma of losing their parents, some PTSD and some other anxieties and things like that. I'm definitely sympathizing with the characters because I understand they're both going through very difficult times, but I don't really like the writing, and so I don't really like the characters. I don't really like the way they've been written. I don't think I'm far enough in to make a fair judgment about the book. I just know that I'm really not enjoying it, so I don't really want to continue on with it right now. I kind of want to DNF it because I feel like it's going to be dragging the whole reading down completely. I feel like if I try to continue on with it, I'm going to get into a reading slump, and I definitely don't want that to happen. So I don't know what to do. I might try to read a little bit more of it tonight, but I really don't want to get into a reading slump, and I have, you know, 2 more books to read before they come out. So I might put it down for now and pick up 10 Blind Dates. Okay, so it's the end of Monday. I'm just about to go to bed, and the book 6 Goodbyes We Never Said, I read some more of it tonight, and I just don't think I'm gonna like it. I feel really bad DNFing an arc because it doesn't really seem fair. The book hasn't even had a chance to like have an impact on anybody yet, but I just really don't like the way it's written, and I don't really love the characters, and I have too many things to read to try to force myself to read this. I'm really bummed because I was really anticipating it. I thought it was gonna be really good, but it comes out tomorrow, and I haven't really had the desire to like try to read it since I started it, and now it's kind of too late. Plus the other 2 arcs I want to read in this video I'm a lot more excited about than this one, so I think I'm just gonna call it for now, maybe forever. If I do manage to read the other 2 arcs before this one expires, then I might come back to it, but right now I'm just not feeling it, and I don't want to. I do want to say though that I think this book is going to be important for someone out there. I do think that there is an audience for this story. Like I mentioned earlier, it's about 2 teenagers who've recently suffered tragedy. Both of them have lost parents, and they're both dealing with anxiety, PTSD, in one case some OCD. And while I can't say that the representation is spot on, it feels authentic, and it feels kind of like it maybe is an own voices story. I just don't really like the way it's written, and I'm just not enjoying it, so I'm gonna put it aside for now. Maybe in the future I'll come back to it, but right now I don't think I'm going to. Book number 1 for this reading vlog ends up being a DNF, which sucks, but it is what it is. Now we're gonna move on to book number 2. I started 10 Blind Dates last night, and I love it so much. I have been reading it off and on all day. Whenever I got a chance at work, I tried to sneak in a few pages, and when I was covering the reception desk for lunch, and it is so cute. It's so good. I'm already like almost halfway through with it, and my Kindle says that I have like 2 hours left to read it. So I think I'm definitely gonna finish it today, and it is just the cutest. So I talked about what it was about at the beginning of the video, I think. But if you don't remember from a few minutes ago, it's about a girl whose boyfriend recently has broken up with her. And so when she is visiting family for the Christmas holidays, 10 of her family members decide to set her up on blind dates. And it's so much fun. I am loving it because the large family aspect of it is so reminiscent of my own family. In the book, the main character's mom is one of 8, and in reality my grandfather is one of 8, so I have a huge family, and every time we have family get-togethers there's always craziness. And before my boyfriend and I started dating, my family members were always trying to set me up with people, and it's just, it feels like I'm reading kind of about my life. Not really, but it feels like I could be part of this family, which I love. Also, all of Ashley Elson's books are set in the South. She is from Louisiana, and all of her books are set in Louisiana, and I live in Arkansas, which is, you know, right above Louisiana. And so a lot of the things that are going on, and you know, the southern stereotypes, I guess, and you just like the whole like living in the South and things that are happening, I'm so familiar with, because they're so reminiscent of things that I grew up experiencing, or am still experiencing. Like, it's supposed to be fall, but it's like 90 degrees outside right now. I'm just really enjoying it. And I think that me really enjoying this book is solidifying the fact that I needed to DNF Six Goodbyes We Never Said, because I started this and immediately like was hooked, and it's so readable. Like I said, I am already like almost halfway through it, and I think I'm gonna finish it tonight. And so yeah, it's just a really great story. I mean, it's cutesy, and it's, you know, maybe a little cheesy at times, and it's not like the most groundbreaking YA contemporary in the world, but it was exactly what I needed at this moment, and it's just so much fun. That is my update for now for 10 Blind Dates. I'm so excited that I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to finish it. Can't wait to write my review for it, and obviously then move on to book 3 of this vlog, because that's the whole point of the vlog. I'm gonna go read some more, and I will definitely update you once I finish the book. It's the next day, and today at work I finished 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston, and I thought it was so cute. I really ended up liking it a lot. I sometimes forget how much fun it is to just read like a very lighthearted, cheesy YA contemporary. And that was exactly what this book was. It was so good. I was so invested in the story, even though it's not like the most original plot or the most amazing writing, or, you know, even like the most like memorable story. I was so invested in the happiness that I felt while reading it, and I really enjoyed the book a lot. I am really glad that I was able to read this early, because now I can tell you that this is gonna just be one of the best holiday romances this year. I feel like if you want something very fun and lighthearted and easy to read for the holidays, then look no further than 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston, because it was really good. I talked a little bit previously about just how much I was connecting with the story, and today one of the scenes that I read was the Christmas scene, and for Christmas one of the main character's cousins got a U of A sweatshirt. And if you don't know, the University of Arkansas has a huge rivalry with LSU, especially when it comes to football. And it was so funny. Like, it was just so funny, because it felt very like relevant to me, even though the joke that was being made was at the expense of the team that I love. I loved it so much. I love the fact that I read a book where the U of A was referenced, and it was just funny to me. So I thought to film this clip, I would actually put my own Razorback sweatshirt on, because I was just like, I don't know, it just made me so happy. It just felt really good to read a book that kind of felt like it was set where I live. Like, it felt like a hometown story, and I just ended up really liking it. I've been in this major reading slump for the past couple months. I've barely been reading anything, and it was nice to like be so invested in a story that I wanted to finish it in just a couple days. I'm really glad that I read it. It was really good. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a fun, cute, easy rom-com. I finished 10 Blind Dates on my lunch break, so when I went to sit up at reception in the afternoon, I started the final book for this vlog, and that was Faker by Sarah Smith. This is an adult contemporary romance. It's about a woman named Emmy who works at a power tools manufacturing and distributing company. She does the marketing and like copy editing for their website and their catalog, and she has a rivalry with the person who does their social media. I'm about 10% into the book at this point, so I've read like 50 pages maybe, and I can already tell it's going to be a hate to love romance. And just based on the beginning, it's giving me major hating game vibes. I'm interested to see how it's going to continue on, because some of the early reviews that I've seen of this one haven't been the best, so I'm interested to see like what exactly happens. But so far I'm liking it, and I could see myself reading it very quickly. I can't really say too much about like my enjoyment level of Baker just yet, because I'm not far enough in, but so far I'm intrigued enough to keep going. It's been a few days since I updated the vlog, and it's also been a few days since I actually read. It was just the weekend, and I had a lot of stuff going on, so I wasn't able to finish Faker just yet. I'm actually about 20% of the way through right now, so I'm not like even really close to finishing it. but I wanted to do like a quick check-in, just kind of refocus for myself so that I can knock this book out in the first couple of days of this week, because I really want to finish it and I want to get this video up relatively soon. I don't know that I've updated at all since I have really like started reading it beyond just like the first couple of chapters, and I'm definitely getting major hating game vibes from it. I feel like I said that before and it's still true. One thing that I'm realizing as I read this book, and I'm not even, you know, I'm not even that far in yet, but one thing I'm realizing as I'm going through it is that I don't really hate to love romances if the only reason that they hate each other is because of miscommunication. If it's like straight up enemies to lovers, like somebody did you dirty and you eventually like fall in love with them, that's one thing. But this really seems like the only reason they don't like each other is because there was some kind of miscommunication when they first met. And I don't like that. It is a little bit frustrating for me. And I feel like I had that same problem when I was reading The Hating Game too. I was like, you guys just need to talk to each other. And I hate to keep comparing it to The Hating Game because they are like vastly different books, but that's just kind of like the vibe I'm getting from Faker. So it's kind of what my brain is like defaulting to compare it to. I like the writing. I like the characters for the most part so far. I'm not like in love with the male, like the love interest. I'm interested to see where it goes, and I'm still like wanting to read the book. So it's not like I'm in a situation where I want to DNF this one as well. I just hope I like fall in love with the story a little bit more as I continue on. I just wanted to like kind of refocus for myself, just get some thoughts that I was having about the book before I dive back in and try to read some more. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it and I am still interested to see where it goes. So we'll see where it goes. This is a very flattering angle. Anyway, I wanted to come on here and do a really quick update to the vlog. Don't mind the background noise. Cole is laying next to me and he's playing Skyrim. Okay, so I am now exactly 50% of the way into Faker by Sarah Smith, and I am really enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going to, honestly. Some of the early reviews of it haven't been the best, and so I was going into it with a little bit of trepidation, but I'm actually really liking it. There are definitely some parts of it that I'm not like crazy about, and also, I mean, it's not like the most original, most like groundbreaking contemporary romance that I've ever read, but it's a lot of fun, and considering that I've been in a reading slump for 2 months, just wanting to continue to read something is a win for me. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Anyway, I'll continue to update the vlog as I continue to read the book. I'm out of breath and I look like a hot mess. We just took Luna for a little walk slash run and I haven't done that in a while. So I'm tired, but I'm just about to go make dinner, take a shower, probably not in that order. And I wanted to do a quick little update because I'm now 72% of the way through Faker. I am liking it a lot. Well, not a lot. I'm liking it a decent amount. It's kept my attention. It's entertained me. I've enjoyed the reading experience. Yeah, it's not like the most groundbreaking adult romance in the world. In fact, it's pretty basic. And, you know, I'm not actually a big fan of the writing style. And the main love interest kind of sucks. He's like a total alpha male personality that I'm just not a fan of. Overall, the story is keeping me entertained. So can't really fault it for that. I mean, I can fault it for the other things I mentioned, but like, I'm just having a good time reading it. So that's a positive. Those are my current thoughts at about 3/4 of the way through the book. All right, so I finally finished Faker by Sarah Smith, and I ended up liking it a lot. It was a ton of fun, super quick, easy, enjoyable contemporary romance. Yes, it had its problems. I had some problems with it. I've already mentioned I don't like the love interest that much. He was kind of an alpha male, didn't really love that. I also wasn't a huge fan of the writing style. It was very clunky at times, just so, it didn't flow like I felt like it should have. And I honestly think that the issues between the two characters could have been very easily resolved with a conversation, which is how I feel a lot of the time with enemies to lovers or hate to love. I've mentioned it before, especially in this kind of setting. I feel like there wasn't a real reason for them to not like each other, and it took a little bit too long for the main male character, the love interest, to tell Emmy, who's the main character, kind of the issues that he had with her at first. And then they turned out to be really, I don't want to say insignificant, but a little bit insignificant, honestly. Another thing is that the hate to love part happened actually pretty early on in the book. I think probably by like 50, maybe even 40%, they had already kind of resolved their issues and were moving more towards a potential romance. But then the author chose to throw in some kind of like problem at the end, which is pretty typical for romance books. But I felt like the problem that got thrown in at the end turned out to be, you know, basically nothing, and then was resolved within a chapter. I don't know, a lot of the book was them like setting up this romance and becoming closer to each other, you know, starting out as enemies or hating each other, and then friends, and then eventually something more. And I did like the way their relationship progressed. I just felt like in reality, like if this book was a situation that was happening in real life, then it would have been resolved much quicker, probably like a year before the book even started. Like they probably would have been able to work their issues out at the very beginning. I mean, I did like it, and it definitely is helping me to get out of this reading slump that I've been in for the past couple of months. Like I read it fairly quickly, I enjoyed it, I had a good time reading it, and I always wanted to be reading it. Whenever I wasn't reading it, I wished that I was, and I wanted to get through it quicker than I did even. But I didn't love it. It's not like my new favorite romance of all time. I'm just grateful that I read something that I liked enough to continue on with. Admittedly, this book was a little bit sexier than I thought it was gonna be. It is mostly romance, but there are a couple of smutty scenes which I enjoyed. So yeah, I liked it. I'm glad that I read it. And if you want to read it, it comes out on October 8th, which is really soon. I think it's just a few days from when I'm posting this video. I feel like I need to do some kind of like wrap up, like thoughts about this video that I did. And honestly, I just had a lot of fun spending a couple of weeks reading some arcs that were coming out, and I have a lot more arcs that I need to read before the end of the year and into next year. So I think I actually want to do another one of these. Maybe even make them like a monthly vlog type of thing where I read the books that are coming out in the next month and talk about them or something. I don't really know. I had a lot of fun doing this, and it did take me a couple of weeks, and I think that because I was reading arcs, I took a little bit more time, and my reading definitely slowed down in the last couple of weeks. But I'm also contributing that to the fact that I have been in a reading slump, and I'm still kind of trying to get out of it. So I don't know, who's to say that I wouldn't read the next batch of arcs quicker. So I guess that's really it for this video. Let me know down in the comments if you have read any of the books that I mentioned in this video, and I'm guessing you probably haven't, considering most of them haven't even come out yet. But if they have already come out, then let me know if you've read them, or if you are excited to read them. I would really love to know. Also, let me know some books that you're really excited about that are coming out really soon. I'd love to know that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!